a great storyteller, a solo.
Wow.
That is definitely. I'm definitely gonna say that. There's no option for that, but a solopreneur, which is humbly claim yourself,
Wow,
or
same,
yeah,
man. Okay.
that's fine, right? That's what
Uh,
that's what
you,
you write
yeah,
on one of your blogs, right?
did I? I don't think I ever call myself a great storyteller, lah. Okay, but anyway, I know like it's marketing.
But everyone calls you that, so I'm just gonna stick with that.
Okay. Anyway, my brains are not functioning now. Already. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and say what you think is.
Don't breathe.
We have some viewers joining us already. So for those
Really?
tuning in early,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Oh,
thanks for coming
gosh.
on. We're just having a bit of a chit chat first, setting up our watch parties and streams, and yeah, we will start shortly at 9. Yeah.
It's live
So,
already.
Yeah, it's already live actually. You've actually been live for the last couple minutes actually. So.
Sorry, I'm a bit blur.
We have some viewers joining us already. So for those tuning early, thanks for coming on. We're just having a bit of chat first, setting up our watch party, and we will start shortly at 9.
How do I start the watch party?
All right, so we just go to the MyPF Facebook
I'm there.
page.
Okay.
All right, and then there should be an option to
How do I start the watch party?
start a watch party. Yeah. So we have a few minutes to chat.
I'm really a bit blur now.
Yeah, just go on.
It's live
MyPF
now.
page.
Oh, okay. I see. Where's the
Click on the video. Click on the video.
Click on the video.
Yeah, click on the video, and then there's a button for you to press share, and then you see watch party. You see?
Mana ni ya?
It should be share first, then watch party.
Or do you see a start option? By the way, hi Wendy, hi Kaiser. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, sorry, there's too much echo now, so I. Okay, never mind. They are already there.
You managed to share?
Okay. Never mind lah.
You sure? We still have 5 minutes.
Yeah, feel free to chat a little bit. Some folks are saying hi. Christine Ko is saying hi as well.
No, I don't see the comment.
I actually turned it off so it wouldn't distract you actually, but let me turn that back on.
Thanks for that, Steve. Thanks, Steve.
All right. So on the right of the screen, you can see the comments. Yeah. So Christine, Jaspi, Kaiser, Wendy all says hi. So yeah, feel free to chat a little bit before we start. Feel free to ask questions as well, or just chit chat. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks all for sharing the stream as well.
Alex, you okay? Managed to share?
Okay, but I'm hearing a lot of echo. Yeah, I can see that. I think you know what? I'll just.
Oh, if you have the echo, if you are doing the watch party on your phone, right? You can just volume it down all the way. It won't affect. You can just leave your laptop.
I think I'm going to close my Facebook tab and just look at this one since I can see it here, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is better because now all the echo is gone.
Because if not, the video.
Okay.
I told you I'm a dinosaur.
Because there's a little bit of. Christine is telling you to don't panic, Alex. Later on, we might show some comments as well, so they can show up so you can see. Christine's encouraging you here.
Okay. Oh gosh. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so thankful that there's attendance.
So many fans.
Oh.
And you're so humbly call yourself solopreneur. I think you have so many people supporting you.
Okay. Be still my beating heart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just think of all the interviews you have done, all the great stories you have written, and like I'm at some point I might ask you about your favorite like food stories or even your just favorite random stories. So I know you have too many, but probably just think of like a few.
Okay, will do.
I would love to chat with you for like hours, but we only have 45 minutes, right? So
It usually takes about so this is actually with our third live video. Yeah. Previously this actually episode 32. So we previously used to shoot in Bangsa. In fact, Katrina actually in the office in Bangsa today.
I see.
Yeah.
So it wasn't always live.
Yeah, it wasn't always
Yeah.
live when we started with.
Why you didn't tell me like that when I've gone to
Well, this is the new normal, remember?
Yeah, I know. I have
What we
to
have to
get out of
adapt.
my comfort zone, right? Yeah.
Great.
So yeah,
Mine
to
too,
answer
actually.
Yeah, to answer your question, it usually takes about 45 minutes. We get some questions from folks. We have a bit of time at the end. We'll ask some of those questions. So for all those of you who have that burning questions for Alex that you never got to ask, it's your
Okay, I'm
chance.
shivering now.
I'm sure you'll be able to handle. But it's not gonna be my fault because I'm just gonna read out whatever Steve shows. So you can put the blame
Okay,
on
guys,
me.
please don't ask me embarrassing questions.
Wow,
Okay, thank
thanks.
you. Okay,
That's what moderator is for, right? To make it interesting.
Yeah, talking about
But
watch parties, somehow my sharing button isn't working on my side, so I'm still trying to share actually.
Oh,
that was what I was. Okay, let me
Mine is
try doing it on my phone.
Okay, yeah, mine's on. Yeah, so. Yeah. Oh, so this will be the full version. So those watching live will get the full live version, including any bloopers or whatever happens. So we'll see.
blooper.
After that, we will actually have the cut version. So we shorten the 10, 15, 20 minutes tops version that will actually go on YouTube as well. So yeah, we have a cut version, or for those who actually want a short abridged version as well.
So I press share, is it? Okay, I'm on my phone now. So I just click share and then it will start a watch party.
Yeah, you can either click share. If not, there's a button to click start as well. So
I don't see it, but okay. Oh, start watch party. Oh, okay. Got it.
Awesome.
Yay!
Okay, start and then okay. Your
This
watch
is for the
party
benefit of all your fans.
All right, timing's good as well. So I'm actually gonna drop myself off, and yeah, we're gonna go live. So have fun, girls. I noticed as well. We've recently been having a series of women entrepreneurs, so that's definitely been really awesome. And
Women power. Okay.
All right. So have fun, everyone. Yeah. Thanks all for watching.
Thanks,
and that's yeah.
Not really started yet until he plays the music. Right after the music, I'll start talking. Hi everyone, welcome to my Personal Finances PodCat, episode 32, where I had the great honor to talk to Alexandra Wong, who is a great storyteller, and she humbly claimed herself a solopreneur, but I believe she has so many people supporting her, and she's definitely a great food lover. So keep watching, guys, so you can learn more about food and money tips. So welcome, Alex.
Hey, hi, Kat.
Everyone.
Hi to Sunny, Wenli, Kaiser, Christine, Jaspi, Yemi, and I think Ellen is here. I'm not sure, but hi everyone. So nice to see you, and thanks for not making me feel alone.
Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And for the benefit of everyone is watching, could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. So I'm Alex, Alexandra Wong. I've been a writer since 2005. Okay, so you can guess how old I am. Before I became a writer, I was actually working in Dell Computer in corporate sales. I was a telemarketer. Okay, then in 2005, sorry?
I was in IT too.
Oh, you in IT too, I see. Okay. So in 2005, I quit my job and I took a leap of faith to pursue writing, which was a childhood dream. And well, fast forward 15 years, and I've been a writer ever since then. And I thought that I would be a journalist, an author forever, until MCO came along. And I have to say that it changed the direction of my career a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. We have been through so much. We have been through like a CMO, CMCO, and now this RMCO. So could you share with us how has this pandemic really changed you? Like affected your work and everything?
Okay. So today I'm going to share something which I've not really told a lot of people. I try to actually keep a very cheerful and optimistic personality, or whatever you call it, on social media, because I know a lot of my family members and good friends read it. So I don't want to say things that are too negative that will make them upset or sad. But actually, when MCO came along, I lost quite a few of my writing jobs. Okay. Because a lot of my clients, they are either in travel or in industries that are related, to food. And so when MCO came along, some of my clients, actually almost all of my clients, had to postpone their projects. It was a bit of a shock to me. And in the beginning, I really didn't know how to deal with it. I was worried. I was scared. When one after another email came in telling me, hey, Alex, sorry, but we'll have to run your story a little bit later because, income is affected. But the other thing would be that occurred to me was, what am I going to do with my time? Yeah, so I think at the time I went into a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, and I was basically, trying very hard to think of what I could do to fill up my time. And that's when I started looking at a website project that I had started a few months earlier, but which I basically sat on and did nothing about it. And that is actually my website, Cook with Ipoh Bunny.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's the story of that.
Yeah, that's the truth. Because I had to do something.
And what about Ipoh Sprint as well? Is that the bunny sprints?
Oh,
is that new as well?
No, it's not new. Bunny Sprints is actually the my writing website. So if you go to bunnysprints.com, you will see a selection of my articles through the years. Yeah. So what you're looking at is actually the last column I wrote for The Star. As you can see, I held a column called Naval Gazer, and after 10 years, it came to an end. So that screenshot is actually the last article I wrote for them. Yeah, so Bunny Sprints is a collection of all my articles, and what you're looking at now is actually an article from my new website, which is Cook with Ipoh Bunny. Okay, so this is a story I did about an artist who's actually originally from Sabah, but she lives in Japan. And what drew me to her story was that she said to me, same thing, she was affected by the MCO, needed to fill up her time, and she turned to something that she used to do quite actively, which is art. So she shared her art on one of the biggest Facebook groups called Global Network Makan Minum something. Anyway, so when I learned what she did, I thought, hey, that's something quite interesting, because it's an example of someone who, we're all struggling with our own issues during the MCO. So I was looking for stories along that line, for people who found ways to cope with their difficulties.
Wow. Yeah, I believe that's something great that you are doing, because it inspires so many people. Just like ourselves, I believe it's for everyone. We have all experienced this as a shock. Like none of us has experienced this before. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you're working, you have your
Yes.
own business, doesn't matter which industry, everyone is affected. So it's so great that you are doing this to tell people that no, we are not alone. We are all on the same boat.
You got
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think that's the message I was trying to send out. That hey, you're not alone. And maybe we can get ideas from other people what to do with ourselves and how to,
Yeah, I guess this is a time where we are all pushed out of our comfort zone, do something new. It's just like, even my podcast show, we used to do like a recorded learn. We can take as many takes as we want, but now we are doing live recording.
which comes with its own challenges, right?
Yes, and challenging and interesting as well. I guess it works the same for writing as well, where like when at times where you are not allowed to edit or amend whatever you have written, that's so scary, right?
So that's the thing. Because in the past, I was writing for clients or magazines or publications. So when you write for a client, there are certain limits to what you can do. For example, I have had clients asking me, hey, can you just put our company URL in the article? Cannot lah, because that's advertising. So I had to tell them, and then okay, they'll be very sad. But but in my heart, I feel that this is it would help them. And so when I set up my own website, I could set the rules. I can do certain things that I was not able to do in the past. So through my website, what I did was, okay, as you know, I write two kinds of things. One are recipes, the other kinds are like articles. So for the recipes, what I tried to do was, if I use a certain ingredient and I know which is the company that's manufacturing it, I actually link. I link to the company, or I write a short description about the company. So this is my way of actually directing traffic to the local company to help them. Yeah, I don't know whether I've managed to help anybody sell any noodles or bread, but that's the little I can do lah.
Oh, it's not really saying this just because we are on the show, but I'm really telling you that after reading your article about Charlie's Cafe,
oh, okay.
I actually, then I started like checking out. Oh, yeah, he's been really active on Facebook, like trying to strive on this, to post videos of him like cooking and this like things like that, and then all the steps about how he's doing this this precaution for like people's safety for customers who eat in there or for food delivery. I actually went there to have a meal.
Oh wow! The owner is here, by the way.
You're definitely like helping someone, I believe.
I have to thank Sunny. Actually, Sunny is the owner. But sometimes I call him Charlie's instead. So, anyways, at first, my website was focused mainly on recipes because then as I told you, I started this doing this actively during MCO. Then during MCO, some of our lifestyle behavior changed. So I started ordering a lot of food and spending a lot more time on social media. And that's when I noticed that one of my regular hangouts, which was Charlie's Cafe, he was also doing things out of the norm. I already know that he's got quite a lively personality and he's very active on social media. But then I noticed that he was also now uploading funny videos of himself trying his food. And sometimes he would ride on trends. Like I remember one time he did this super hilarious video about that played on the whole Doraemon thing, the Doraemon voice. So he did it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so funny. And that's when it hit me that as an entrepreneur, whether you're in F&B or some other industry, this is the time when you really have to do whatever it takes to survive. So I thought that might be a story that would that other people would relate to. So I asked him, hey, are you keen to be interviewed and for me to write a story? And he agreed. And actually, what happened after that was something which I he was actually an experiment. Okay, he was the first person to actually agree to be interviewed for my website, and I'm like, hello, I'm just Cook with Ipoh Bunny. I'm not a star or a Forbes or whatever. But he agreed, and he was very patient with my many questions. But you know what? I think when the article was finally published, it was worth the effort from both our sides, because there were a lot of views. There were thousands of views, and I believe well, quite a few people actually went to Charlie's out of curiosity, or maybe because reading the article reminded them of his cafe. I don't know, but I know it did bring him a few new customers lah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think it's just
yeah.
not just about like the new customers, or not just about any like a restaurant owner. I think it's also for everyone to learn that, like even times like this, you should know that, we are going through all the same thing. We all have that one period of time where it's the aftershock, where we didn't know what is going on, that everyone was just, stunned and like paralyzed. For it depends, like for some it might take days, some it might take weeks. Yeah, I mean, even for myself as well, I think I wasn't doing much for a week or
Oh,
two in the very
okay.
beginning. Yeah, even though that we are still doing all the things that we can do, but everything has changed like out of sudden.
Yeah.
Like it's just one evening I was just still out there eating dinner with my friend, and then suddenly this announcement came. So I think when writing this article and interviewing these people, I think it's
Mhm.
not just an article, like simple article that you're talking about. You bring out so many different messages, so much like positivity. It's to everyone, or to the restaurant owner, and also it's like giving a helping hand to these restaurant owners, that they are already doing their job, like going on Facebook, like from not being so active, or not even having any Facebook account, started
Present, yeah.
creating like Facebook page. Yeah, even
Yes.
some writing articles, doing YouTube videos, or some even
Yes.
TikTok. I'm not sure, but many other things. So, yeah, to just adapt and thrive on this new normal.
Yeah.
I think you did such a great job. Yeah.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
other than that, what have you realized from this doing this Ipoh Bunny? And also one quick question, like is there a story behind Ipoh Bunny?
Oh,
This name.
actually, well, I'm from Ipoh,
Okay.
and
Bunny.
Bunny is actually a nickname that was given to me by a dear friend who actually passed on about
Mm,
5, 6 years ago. So I kept that name to kind of remember her.
okay.
It was a classmate, so it was just very close to me.
Okay.
So
See.
because
So
she used to save my name as Bunny instead of Alex or Leon, my Chinese name. So it's like okay lah, whatever lah, But it just stuck lah.
mm-mm.
Mm.
Okay, it definitely sticks. It's definitely so easy to remember.
Yeah. That's also important. To find something that's catchy. In fact,
Yeah.
regarding the website, I wasn't sure what name I should give it, because I was afraid Cook with Ibu Bunny is too too kampong or whatever. So one of my friends actually taught me something. She said, you should ask your readers. It's actually called user, I think UX. UX is what? It's user interface.
Interface. Yeah.
Yes, you should throw the question back to your readers and get them to help you decide. So that's what I did, and the
Oh.
vast majority actually went for this name rather than something more generic like modern Malaysian kitchen, or I almost went down that kind of route.
Mm.
But in the end, I decided to go with Ipoh Bunny, Cook with Ipoh Bunny, and I'm happy with it. I think it's easy to it's memorable lah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just that. It just feel very Malaysian, very very home-like.
Yeah, homey, and I want a friendly vibe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like from like this MCO, it's not just that you walk out from the moments, the period that you were not sure what to do, and to
Mm.
this that you are totally experiencing something new, and like you were sharing how when you were doing work for clients, you were so restricted by whatever they need to do, like whether it's promoting something, that they pay you to do these things, right? But right now you can basically write anything. You are not restricted by any contents or anything. Like you can just write and do anything that you love, which is good, right?
Yeah, but I hope that my clients are not listening to this lah. But it's very liberating. It's very liberating because
Yes.
I
liberating is the word.
it's very liberating. So and it's not just the content. I also get to experiment with the format because I'm a one-woman show, so I have to do everything from deciding what story to looking for the interviewee to deciding photos. It's technical stuff, which it's really a steep learning curve. Okay, because I'm not from a technical background, but I'm glad I pushed through with it lah, because I learned a lot of things, and I feel that I can be a lot more independent in the kind of things I want to create. Yeah.
I think we have all most of us have gone through this process of feeling very vulnerable at first, and then started experiencing new things, and then we feel stronger, and then we feel like we don't have to depend on technical people or anyone to do this thing. We can actually do all these things on our own.
Well, I did bug a few friends lah, but
great friends.
Yeah, great friends.
So you're not alone, like you have team, like you have supporters.
Actually, I realized, yeah. Actually, that's actually a good point, because you reminded me. I'm not alone, and I realized that in the past I'm very shy to actually ask people for help. But during MCO, because I really don't have a choice, I can't even meet people. I have no choice but to sometimes ask on Facebook, hey, does anybody know how to do this? Or, oh, I'm facing difficulty with this. And I was actually very surprised by the number of people, and sometimes I don't even know them. They just come forward and offer their help.
Right.
So I think it kind of reaffirmed also my own faith in humankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel that we live in a beautiful world? That's a bit too cheesy, but we do sometimes. Right? Yeah, we do need this kind of positivity at some
correct
points like this, especially times like this.
So yeah.
So are there any other favorite stories that you would like to share when it comes to interviewing these people?
I think one of them that I would like to share is actually the story of Sam Lau from he's actually a pretty famous baker in Ipoh, but he had to close his. He had to actually hold on, let me. I think I forgot to switch off my WhatsApp, and the pop is coming. Okay.
No problem. Happened to me as well.
So he was actually having a pretty successful run, and he was actually featured on TV and even in the New York Times. And then suddenly, he had to close because of the MCO. And I thought that he might be very this is the story. So when I spoke to him, I thought that he would be very down, but instead he saw it actually as an opportunity to do something new. And he shared with me his own challenges in running a cafe, and it hasn't been easy, and he felt that maybe, and it was very stressful, and but during MCO, he, how would I put this? He basically didn't look at it negatively. Instead, what he did was he went back to the basics. He started concentrating on one product instead of many products that he was selling at his cafe. And he tells me, hey, actually now life is simpler and easier. And I think he's actually having a more relaxed lifestyle now compared to when he was running a cafe in one of the busiest parts of Ipoh. So I think life can bring you all kinds of unexpected things, and so anyway, the point is, sometimes we just have to give ourselves a chance to do something new.
Yeah, and also like even when bad things happen, like it doesn't have to be all bad. It all depends of how we react and how we
Yes.
respond to that thing. It can be something good. Like I believe, like for some, they just realize that oh, probably this job. I mean, for example, some people who actually lost their job or something happened that they realize that oh, probably it wasn't even a job that I really like, or probably I didn't even really want to do this. I just did it for some other um reason, and now that they were kicked out of the comfort zone, they can actually sit back and reflect on what they truly want. I think this happened to a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's happened to a lot of people.
so yep, other than this, do you have favorite recipe or story that's favorite recipe that's cheap and good for the benefit? Because I believe there are so many people who are, especially for myself actually, I mean, I kind of pick up like cooking as a hobby like during this MCO, even though I can't cook at all, like even though I really try to. I really have to follow exactly step by step of a recipe, like without changing anything, then maybe I can make something out of it, or else like I'll just fail all the way. So probably you can share on some like cheap and good and no fail proof, or
Oh, fail
maybe the
proof.
word idiot, yeah, idiot
Idiot.
proof cooking recipe for people like myself.
Okay. Okay, let me think.
For the really advanced one, they probably don't need this, but I'm pretty sure there are also some listeners who are like me. Hi there.
Okay. I definitely won't recommend you to start with the claypot chicken rice yet, lah. Okay.
Now I was
Yeah.
about to ask
Let
that
me,
as well. That's interesting, but
but it's quite. I think I wouldn't have dared attempt it 2 years ago. Let me think. I like to actually make use of leftovers. To be honest,
mm,
like for
mm, mm.
example, the ends of bread, the two ends of the bread. Normally,
Yeah,
in the past, I don't like to eat them because they are not
yeah.
as nice as the parts in the middle. So I recently saw this YouTube video by a Japanese chef called Masa. So what he did was he made a kind of breakfast casserole by using bread ends. It's very simple. You just
Exciting.
but
Listening.
basically you just okay, you cook something first using maybe either chopped ham or chopped bacon or smoked duck. You just cook it with milk and some potatoes, cook until everything is soft. Okay, once you've got that, then you take out a small baking dish. You basically cut up all your bread ends, and then you line the baking dish with it, and then you just pour the mixture you cooked earlier on top of it. Okay, you pour it on top of so it's like a casserole.
Okay. You pour it on top of all
The
the
bread.
bread ends that
Yeah.
we have earlier put in on the
So because
baking dish.
it's a
Okay.
liquid, it's a liquidy thing. And then on top you sprinkle some shredded cheese or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, and then you just pop the whole thing into the oven for maybe like half an hour. And then you'll have a very nice breakfast casserole that you will probably have to pay $20 in a cafe to eat.
It sounds like a very nice comfort food.
It's very
And
simple.
it definitely sounds easy. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
all
I'm gonna
for
try it,
easy.
but don't be disappointed if I actually fail that as well.
No. This is fail proof. But if it was any comfort, I couldn't really do much more than fry an egg about 4 or 5 years ago. And I only seriously started doing cooking in the last 4 years. So I think actually anyone can pick up cooking if you have an interest. And it also brings out your creativity in a different way.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic as well.
And yes, I believe so. And it kind of train your patience as well.
Yes.
Well, right. I'm not the most patient person in the world, but
Okay.
sometimes I do feel that while cooking, I have to wait for that, and I don't think I'm into like baking, but
I'm not either.
also
I'm not either. I'm not either.
so it's just do you happen to like cook food only you like? I know some people that actually have
Only
this
I
problem.
like. What?
Yeah. Because like just for example, like myself, I wouldn't really call myself an extreme foodie. And I only like to stick to food that I'm very comfortable with, and then but I can really really love that food, and then I wouldn't mind like cooking that again and again. So as compared to chef, right? They're just so good in like cooking anything, right? There's a difference between like these two kind of cooking.
Yeah,
So
I get what you mean. I sometimes there are some things I
so
cook every week lah. Because
right.
I like it. Yeah. But I think because my husband and I, we are quite health conscious, so we try to also cook things that are healthy. As
Then
well
on
as,
top of mind, what is the most healthiest and again easy
oh
to cook
gosh,
recipe?
salad lor. Salad,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
He's the king of salads. Okay, that's his department.
Okay. Just stick with salad because there's
Yeah,
no cooking required, right?
yeah.
But I used to have a friend who used to tell me this. Salad is definitely idiot proof. But it comes to the point where he actually sent me the recipe. I look at it. I saw things like, for example, boil this potato into certain ways, and then some other sauce that you have to mix this and that. Then I was just, oh, never mind. Maybe salad is not even that easy. Oh, well, that's just for me.
I tell you what, why don't you
So
come over to my house one day and then we can spend a bit of time.
sure, definitely. It's free of charge, right?
Of course,
It's not a.
free labor, but
Oh, thank you in advance. That's so nice of you. Okay, so maybe any other tips on starting out equipping your kitchen without spending too much? We are
um,
talking about personal finance here, so we all want to pick up something new, but
okay.
to revamp a whole kitchen from for people like myself, I didn't really step into my kitchen like before this. I only go in to maybe just toast the bread and heat up some soup. So from a very empty kitchen into just want to start out like cooking properly and without spending too much. What are the main things that I should invest on actually?
Mm.
That's
Um,
actually.
okay, speaking for myself, I actually am not into
Mhm.
fancy gadgets.
Cookware. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I actually have very basic. I only use very basic stuff. I have a wok. A wok is actually the most versatile cooking utensil you can have. I have a non-stick pan.
But they're not non-stick. Okay.
No, I have one wok, one non-stick pan,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
have a stick blender, a hand stick blender. I find it very useful.
Blender for like that is more for cooking,
And
no?
yes
Sorry,
and
I
no,
don't
you
even
can
know what
actually
it
use the.
is.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's one in my kitchen, but hand stick blender, those that you just it's like a cylinder, and then you hold it, and then basically it's like a mini processor or blender,
Okay.
but a stick
Okay.
blender, you can do all kinds of things with it. Yeah,
Okay.
like making shakes. You can blend chili paste and so on.
Hmm?
It's super versatile and very cheap. You can get one for just about 100 plus. So that's one of my lifesavers lah. So I really
Okay.
I really just basically use these 3-4 things all the time.
Okay. A wok, a non-stick pan, and a blender.
Stick
Okay.
blender. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
The
think we
other
have a
question.
question. Oh, what is my
Yeah. So
favorite
what's
kitchen
your
tool?
favorite kitchen tool?
I think it's the hand stick blender.
Okay. Do we have a picture of it? Oh,
I can run in and get. Do you want me to do that, or shall I save that for another time?
I think we have a bit of time if it won't take too long.
Okay, hold on
If
then.
that's okay with you. This is the first time. Now I'm alone, talking to the chair, waiting for Alex to come back. But I'm pretty sure like almost everyone knows what is that. Well, it's just not me. I think he's back. Alex is back. Oh, I see. I was thinking of those that
Okay, I'm back. So, oops,
You're
wait.
back.
Oh, wait. Okay, the sleeve fell off. Um,
Oh, it happens a lot to mine. More than that.
Overuse. So this is the hand stick blender lah. So you just put whatever you want to blend into this container, and then you stick this in. And
You can even make like a smoothie, you mentioned?
yeah. I make soups and milk, cream soups and milkshakes and chili paste with this thing.
Why do you need a blender for soup?
Oh, cream soups like cream or potato soup and all that.
Okay.
The
Alright.
Western kind of soup lah.
Okay. I'll
Mm.
definitely love to try making. Okay, with that blender. Okay. Great tip.
Okay.
Hey. So now that we talk about, saving money from
Mm.
whether it's cooking something you love, or trying new recipe, or whether it's eating healthy, like or doing this all at the same time of not spending too much money,
Mhm.
then it leads us to money tips.
Okay.
Yep. So during this CMO, have you come across, or have you actually picked up any useful, important money tips, or maybe in generally in this whole year? What are the most important money tips that you have learned?
I think it hit me when I looked at when I read stories in the media about businesses closing down. The importance of having sufficient cash reserves. Because when something like this pandemic crisis catches you by surprise, you need to have enough cash reserve to actually, while you think of another plan, you still need that sum of money to tide you through the tough period. So during this period, I was very thankful that I haven't been spending too much and got myself trapped in a lot of debts. So even though I didn't have, I didn't have many jobs coming in, I was still able to basically stick to my normal lifestyle. So I'm actually thankful for that lah.
Yeah, I guess it works as for some it's like a blessing in disguise. We get to save so much money by staying at home, and those are the lucky ones that can still like make the same income, or maybe just slightly affected. But no matter what, like I think, like as you mentioned, like enough of um we have been saying, like all financial planners, or even everyone has been saying that everyone needs to save up to like a 6 months worth of
I
cash
think that's
reserve
really
that can serve you for this all your expenses for this 6 months. But a lot of people like actually miscalculated, or they just think that it's not so important. No, I live a very big lifestyle. I wouldn't need the cash reserve for 6 months. I might just need a bit. But look at us, like we didn't expect this to happen as well. This is not, I mean, this is not really ending yet. This new normal will still continue to happen. So that is why, yeah. So that's why it's so important to, for everyone to really look into their finance, like it doesn't have to be scary. Yeah. So just make the good calculation in very detail, or even talk to someone experienced, or get people to um, you know share how did they do that, or how did they come up with that calculation, or even maybe I should ask you for any tips on how to be frugal around this time.
okay.
Right.
The first thing that comes to mind would be cook your own food.
Yeah, because I remember like back then you wanted to talk about how many people want to eat healthy, but eating healthy outside, in Malaysia, and in all the nice, healthy cafes or what, they can be so expensive. A salad can be cost up to like 30 over ringgit. So I think at this time we can actually realize that it wasn't. I mean, there are even some that says that alone buying groceries in Malaysia can be very expensive as well. But looking at this situation, especially what I've been through, like for this 3 months, I don't think it's not so true. Like it's not so true that cooking on our own, cooking healthily, is expensive. I think there are a lot of like basic food that doesn't cost that much. maybe you know more, like maybe I should you should share with us on what are the things that that are healthy, but that doesn't cost that much. And
I think basically, just by virtue of the fact that you are cooking at home, you would already save half of what you spend outside. Because to be fair, restaurants, they have so much overheads to pay for. They cannot just charge you for the food, And I myself, even though I cook a lot, I still make it a point to support, especially local restaurants and cafes, because we want to have a circular economy, where you can support each other. So I think the most important thing is just balance. You need to have what do you call it, some kind of goals when it comes to your financial planning. Yeah, you need to have a helicopter view of your assets, your debts, and basically, I mean, everybody hates doing accounting and calculations, but you have to force yourself to do it every few months or so, to take stock of how healthy you are financially. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So,
Very, very great point about a helicopter view of our own financial situation, because we always believe that it's only when you have a holistic view of your current financial situation that is the only way you can have a plan, lay out and achieving whatever life priority goals that you want in your life. Yep, that's the whole point. Very good money tip. Okay, so one last thing is, what is the one big audacious habit or goal that you want all podcasts, all listeners to take action now?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I think it goes back to the last thing I mentioned, which is it's important to look after your health. And when I say look after your health, I mean financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, because each of these things affect each other. If you have no money, do you think you can be healthy mentally or physically? You cannot, right? So I think that's the goal that's the ideal we need to strive for. Yeah. So yeah, that's my view of how to live life with minimum stress.
Yep. I think that's very important. There's no one that can. We all need that balance. It doesn't mean that you are very financially fit. It doesn't mean that you can be you have a very good mental health. It's all those things that you mentioned that we have to balance out and to make sure that we really take care of all these aspects all the time, right? Before this happened, we were also busy chasing certain things.
Certain things,
Yeah, it's only that we are blinded by those certain things that we really want, and neglected all these things that we're supposed to take care of. These are the things that can make us move forward for years to come, right?
I think the holistic part is you just triggered something in my mind, because I noticed too during MCO that the word mindfulness also comes out a lot in trends and conversations now. So which is why the whole concept of balance and holistic health, I think it's coming more and more into people's consciousness now lah. So it's good. I mean, MCO, yes, it caused a lot of pain to many of us, but it also, I think, forced us to re-examine our priorities in life.
Yes. Right. I think I myself have been through that cycle as well. Like as you mentioned, like in the beginning, I was not too sure what exactly to do. Whether for some people they just want to wait and see wait until things get better. So I had that period where I was at a shock and I wasn't too sure how long this thing is gonna last. So I got delayed a bit, and then I started working very, very hard, knowing that okay, now that I know what I'm supposed to do, I should just keep working and working and working. And to one point that I got so stressed out that I felt like I started falling sick. I started getting like a lot of tension, headache, and I started and before that, not just like working too much. I also exercised a lot, and I totally neglected like the rest. So that's where so that's when I lost the balance. As you mentioned, I definitely lost the balance on, mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, of course. So that's when I learned that, okay, now that it's taking a toll on me, I should, wind down, and then, started
Yes, it's
reading
important
more
to write
relaxing things. Yeah. And then spend more time with my niece, and then started reading more relaxing things. It doesn't have to be all like, stressful, like readings. And, that's the whole process that I've been through. Now that I'm more relaxed, doing things that I
Okay, that's
like, and balancing work as well, and should cook more, learning from you, and then find a time to go to your place where I can get like an actual
come.
cooking class. Okay, all right. I think, do you have any other thing to share before we go to our random question game?
Let me see. I actually made some notes here. Where there's something I
Yeah, because I
say.
saw you were checking your notes. I don't want you to miss out any points.
No, I think we covered most of the points, so I'm fine. We can move on
Yeah.
to the next section.
Definitely all good points. Thanks
Mm.
for all the sharing. Well, so here it comes to the random question game. So
Okay.
this is we have a generator that generate a combination of, I think, is it 20,000 questions, random questions.
Ooh,
So
okay.
we'll take turn to ask each other. It's super random. So I'll read out the question. Once it shows, I'll read out the question to you, and then you have to pick either one of the options, and not just that, you have to really explain why that option. And then you get to ask me as well, to be fair.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the question. So let me read this out.
Ooh,
So you
okay.
would most likely
Ew.
date someone with okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme or Sneaky Snickers?
I think Jean-Claude Van Damme because I don't like sneaky people.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I didn't think of it that way. I was just thinking that Sneaky Snickers just sounds cute and fun.
Okay.
But
Obviously,
isn't
we
that
won't go for the same guy.
okay? But but isn't that name a bit too long?
Well,
Okay, but it's definitely then better than
this is definitely the first one.
Sneaky. Yep. Okay, good. So
Oh,
now
what's
it's
this?
my turn.
Oh, now it's your turn. So
Oh,
I ask you back, lah.
yes,
Okay. Would you rather wish for a vintage mint condition Ferrari or a generous donation from a rich prince? Wow.
What? Wait,
They both
what
sound
do you
pretty
mean by
attractive.
vintage mint condition?
A classic car, I guess a
Like a
classic
vintage
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Mm,
I
yeah.
hope we are getting this right. Okay. Oh, this is tough. Well, I I'm not that into sports car because
Mm,
I'm a very down to earth person. I'll just
okay.
stick with very fuel efficient and cost efficient a sedan car, or it can even be like a local car. So car is not so much of my thing, like in
Mm,
generally.
yeah.
So if I were to choose from one of these, I guess it has to be that generous donation.
Yeah, I would
Well, I'm
too.
not even sure what that would be, right? It can be whatever I wish for, right?
I think it should be money gua.
I guess. Then there are so many things I can do with the money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Money is not the most important thing. Like money doesn't make you like
Mm,
it's not the only thing that makes you happy.
no, but it's more useful than the Ferrari, I think.
Yeah, unless I just sell it off. But I wouldn't even know like how much it costs. I might be short selling
Mm,
it, or I might be yeah. Okay. Interesting.
okay.
So here comes to an end. So thank you for your sharing. Thanks for all the tips.
Most welcome.
And of course, like thank you in advance, like before I actually go over to your place for the free cooking. That would be so helpful. And all the interesting stories that you have shared, and then all the people that you interviewed that that you have changed their life maybe, or even
Hopefully.
help some people in certain ways. inspired some, motivated some, benefited some, useful tips and stuff.
Hopefully. Okay, that would be
Thank
nice.
you. And I guess that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Kat. Oh, that's a meow.
That's me. That's yeah. I don't really like that, but I guess that's you. Okay, so well, thank you, podcast, for listening. You can find the show notes and links on our website, mypf.my/podcast. So great that I can just read this out. I don't have to. Yep. And don't forget to subscribe and share it with whatever you've or your loved ones when you think this is useful. And I'll see you in the next podcast where I will continue to talk about money in the new normal. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next show. Hasta pronto.